It is such a pleasure to talk to you. I'd love to pick your brain on such an amazing imagination that you have.
Oh, great.
But, how much do you live with those characters and this music and this whole narrative that you've created for it?
I live with them way too much. I go to sleep thinking about the Guardians, and I wake up thinking about the Guardians. It has been my life for the past 5 years, basically.
Well, it's not a bad thing to obsess about, is it? Good characters.
Well,
The fans wanted to know if those characters are a good role model and what they can take out from them.
Well, I mean, I think that they are. You know, are they good role models? I don't know. I don't think Rocket's a very good role model. He's sort of more of a warning to what you shouldn't be. But luckily, most of us aren't talking raccoons, so I think we have to give him a little bit of understanding, being what he is.
Do you think you were lucky to have the perfect cast for this? I mean, obviously, everyone is so suited to their character, you know.
I think that I've been very blessed, but the truth is I do a lot of research before I hire someone. And I try to find out if there's somebody who is okay to work with or not, especially in a project like this where you could end up working on many movies with, you know, just a few people. You want to make sure that they're not only talented and good for the role, but that they're also people that you want to spend a lot of time with. Because I will not work with jerks.
No, absolutely. And Vin Diesel was so awesome at doing, you know, Baby Groot in this one, but also I think voicing for several territories. I mean, how much was his input?
I don't know exactly what Vin did on this movie, but he's, you know, he's done a great job. He changed his voice a lot for Baby Groot, and you know, people don't know it about Vin Diesel, but he is actually he's a very accomplished actor. He's able to do a lot of different stuff, and I'd like to see him do more interesting things in the future.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Chris Pratt and his relatable quality. You know, he's a movie star, but a relatable one, and those come far and few, don't they?
Yeah, I think that, you know, the thing about Chris is Chris has all the charisma of a Gary Cooper or a Clark Gable or a Humphrey Bogart, but he's got this vulnerability that is very modern and it's very different. That's what makes him so unique.
What is the blessing and headache of having music part of your narrative? I mean, it gives such an amazing vibe to this film, but it's in the script, isn't it?
Yeah, there's really no headache. I mean, it's a pure joy. It's like it's one of the most fun of writing the script for me is being able to write these songs into the script and listen to the music while I'm writing and try to choose something else, and it's exciting to be able to share these songs with the world, some of which are very well known, but some of them are barely known by anyone outside of, you know, the bands that recorded them. And now knowing that people all over the world are going to know this music, it's exciting.
Is it also part of your day-to-day life? You listen to a song and you think maybe in volume 3?
Constantly. I'm terrible. Yeah, that's all I listen to is music that I think might be in the next movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Kurt Russell said that he did tell you that the 60s and 70s were not that bad either, right?
Yeah.
This is what I enjoy. What remains the biggest challenge of creating this universe? Because, you know, when it's fun and funny, people think that it's easy, but obviously it's not.
Oh my God, it's not easy. It's I think the most, you know, the amount of footwork that goes into it. I mean, I think imagining it is the easy part. You know, that's the first step. You know, I imagine being inside of a living planet with these people flying around on jetpacks, and you know, that's all nice. And then taking the steps from my first step of just what it looks like to the end of actually making that appear on screen requires a lot of filming, a lot of, you know, dealing with the actors, a lot of directing the visual effects artists along the way, and it takes, you know, hundreds of hours of work for every shot.
I remember seeing the first one with a like press audience, but I didn't know that much about it, and having like such a great element of surprise. Was it the same for you, thinking that the first one might not be understood? Was there a little bit of a sense of nervousness?
Yeah, it was.
Obviously now we know that it's great.
No, I was definitely afraid on the first one. I thought we were creating something unique and something different. I thought it was really great. But I didn't know if audiences were going to enjoy it or not. I didn't know if it was something that was going to speak to people. And I feel very lucky that people all over the world heard it and loved it.
Is the technology helping all the more? Every time you do a new one, there's elements of technology that make it easier for you to tell the story?
Well, I think, you know, yes, in some ways technology gets easier, but also the more technology grows, the more complicated things get. It can be a little harder. I mean, visual effects are better than they were 3 years ago than when we did the first movie. If you look at Rocket in this movie compared to Rocket in the last movie, he's a lot more realistic. But it takes just as much work to get him there, if not more.
And Groot, how much work did it to get him to a baby form?
Yeah.
He's so cute. I mean, it's just unbearable.
Groot came pretty naturally. I mean, I first drew Groot like during the script stage and what baby Groot would look like, and I said he's like a human, he's like an emoji come to life. And that's really what he is, except for emoji who murders people. But besides that, an emoji.
And likes to dance, which is...
Who loves to dance, yeah.
Who loves to dance.